What's going on, y'all? Welcome to another edition of the Pick and Pop podcast. My name is Bryan. I'm alongside.
Aldrin.
And today's episode is called Trouble in Dallas. How was your week?
Week was pretty good, man. They're always short as usual, but it was pretty good. How about you?
It was good, and happy Easter to you and all the listeners out there.
Happy Easter, man. I forgot about that. Happy Easter.
Yeah, had a
Easter's a
long.
Easter's a weird holiday.
Yeah, it's just like, I guess for kids, if you got kids, you take them to like see the Easter Bunny and get some chocolate and stuff.
Yeah. It's
Um,
good in that aspect.
you go to church. That's really it.
Yeah.
It was a long weekend for me, having Good Friday off. Went to a wedding, no, Friday.
N-
And then just relax this weekend. So
Nice.
it was pretty good. Can't complain.
Just got a cut on Saturday, so feeling like myself again, and the weather's getting nicer, and it's just I think things are gonna be really good this summer. I'm actually looking forward to the summer. Not the humidity or like the heat, but I'm looking forward to like the activities and things like that.
Yeah, it's gonna be warm this week. Tuesday is gonna be 71. It's gonna be in the
Ooh.
80s Thursday and Friday. So it's getting warm. So spring's here. Looks like it
Yeah.
at least. But you never know. It could just be cold the following week. So we never know in New England, but it's gonna get warm next week. It's mad weird out here
Yeah.
for sure. But yeah, a few things going on this week in the NBA. Looks like there's a little bit of trouble going on in Dallas. The
Yep.
Mavs, they're struggling right now. They're gonna, if I'm not mistaken, they're gonna miss the playoffs this
Yeah,
year, which is,
they're out.
yeah,
They're
they're
out.
out. They're 11th seed right now, 38-43. That was kind of shocking. Coming into the season, I didn't think they'd make it back to the Western Conference Finals like they did last year, but I thought they'd at least be guaranteed like top five team in the West, especially early on. Luka was people looking at him like an MVP candidate. And then now it's they traded for Kyrie and things just went downhill from there afterwards. I mean, they were
Yeah.
struggling before that, so I can't just blame you can't blame it all on Kyrie. It wasn't like they were juggernauts before that and then just tanked. They were
They
having a
also
rough.
got rid of their best perimeter defender in Dorian Finney-Smith.
Yep, so they don't really have any defenders now. I mean, honestly, like Kyrie
Yeah.
and Luka aren't the greatest defenders.
Hardaway is not a defender either. That was like a horrible pickup for them.
Not at all. I mean,
Defense.
he's been there for years. They pretty much just get like ex-Knicks players. Like they got Frank out there, and they could like what's
Yeah.
his name, Theo Penson. They just get whoever like
Yeah.
they're done with. But it's just weird to see like how they kind of like went out of control and spiraled, and they pretty much are purposely tanking at this point. I mean, the last game they didn't. They played Luka just in the first quarter. They sat out Kyrie and a few other players, and now the NBA is investigating them. The circumstances surrounding them, kind of just making those roster decisions and sitting Luka and sitting those players against the Chicago Bulls, and trying to look into the motives for doing so. Like, what do you think about that? You think they're purposely just trying to tank for that draft pick?
Um, I wouldn't be surprised, man, because Victor Wembanyama, he's one of those guys he's gonna change life in your franchise. So you can see where this is going. It's kind of like when guys like Elijah Wan or like LeBron, you could see people going crazy, and people are going crazy for this guy, and they haven't gone crazy for a draft pick in a long time.
Yeah, I mean, definitely the circumstances, like for a little bit of background info for the listeners, the Knicks actually own their pick, but their pick is top 10 lottery protected. So if the pick falls within the top 10, Dallas will get their pick back. Um, so that's why they also have a little bit of motivation to kind of lose uh, towards the end of the season, especially since they're already eliminated from the playoffs.
Yeah,
So the lower they can get, because if they had the 11th pick, the Knicks would get it. And that's like a really, in this draft, in 11, you never know, you can maybe even move up with that pick.
you can,
So
depending on who needs what and things like that. And I'm pretty sure the Knicks are going to make moves in the summer. I think
yeah,
they kind of have it figured out in a way. Still confused about the RJ and OB situation, but other than that, they're kind of trending in the right way.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, we're gonna talk about quickly later. But for
Yeah,
sure, I really like what quickly is doing. But yeah, with the Mavs, I definitely think they were tanking. They're trying to get their draft pick back. Especially in this draft. I don't know. They definitely probably won't. I mean, it'd be a miracle if they got Victor Wembanyama. Like that would be a huge jump from like potentially 10th to getting the first pick. I mean, it's possible, but that would be
yeah,
insane.
it would be insane.
I
I
mean,
hope they
because
don't, to
Victor
be
and
honest with you.
yeah,
I just
Victor and
don't.
Luka,
Oh my God, no,
that would be crazy. They'd be
no.
running the league for like years to come.
Yeah,
Um, so that'd be bad news for the rest of the league. But I like Dallas. I've always liked that franchise since the Dirk days, and Luka's my favorite player in the league. It's interesting because now there's also rumors that Luka's may potentially ask out or want to trade next summer in 2024. With the Mavs struggling, do you see that potentially happening? And like, what teams do you think would be a
yeah.
good fit?
Yeah, because now the Mavs are becoming a laughing stock, and they're a big market. And I think if Luka leaves, he has to go to a big market. He's box office, and he's a superstar. There's no question. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. He has to go to a big market, and teams like obviously like the Knicks, the Celtics, the Lakers, um, Houston Rockets. Not to say he'd go there, but I'm just naming big markets. I don't know if I missed any, but he
Yeah.
he would have to go to a big market. He can't go to like a Charlotte Hornets or like a random team like out there. Miami's a big market also. Um, so I can see that happening. And then Jason Kidd's gonna get fired. We're probably
Yeah.
gonna report that in a few. I think Mark Cuban really messed up, and then Kyrie is saying that he wants to play with LeBron, and if that
Um,
and I feel like the Lakers can make that happen.
yeah,
Why wouldn't Kyrie want to go to LA?
yeah, that'd be interesting to see Kyrie reunited with LeBron and AD out there. I mean,
Jesus
they
Christ.
would, yeah, they would be one of the favorites out west. Kyrie's always a wild card. You never know what's going on with him, but that would be big. And for Dallas, like for them to give up, their best perimeter defender and some pieces for Kyrie and to just lose him for nothing that'd be insane too. I could definitely see Luka not being happy over there. I mean, they haven't really done a great job of building around him. Like they gave him KP, KP. I mean, KP is playing better in Washington right now.
Mm-hmm.
But he wasn't like a true number two option. And then like the pieces that they have around him, like Tim Hardaway Jr. and stuff like that, and then them letting Jalen Brunson go, like that was a huge loss for them.
Yeah,
I think if Brunson was still there, they would have been a much better team.
for sure. Because even I remember when Brunson would come off the bench, Luka would play the two, and
Yeah,
it still worked.
yeah, they played great off of each other. I think they really knew how to play, and especially in the playoffs. Brunson, like when Luka missed some games in that Utah series, like Brunson balled
Yeah,
out. That was a huge. They were dumb, and they could have had him for cheap too. I don't know why they just let him go, lost him for pretty much nothing. And then just to trying to replace him with Kyrie just wasn't really a good fit. Spencer Dinwiddie was not. They just couldn't bring what. Obviously, Kyrie's a better talent than Jalen Brunson, but for what Brunson meant for the team, he was just a better fit next to Kyrie, next to Luka.
yeah, yeah.
If you ask me. So that was huge. Like I said, I definitely could see Luka leaving. Obviously, I'd want him to go to the Knicks. I don't. I'm trying to think of where else. Like who else would? I mean, it's going to cost a lot to get Luka because he's a generational talent, and there is that question: like, can he make his teammates better? And he's the guy that will carry you to that next level because
I think he could. It depends on the team. I just think Dallas is just a mess. Dallas is just a mess. I'm not blaming that shit on Luka. I'm
yeah,
not. Dallas is a
yeah,
mess. Luka could get you 15 assists and like 40 points. Like
yeah.
I don't see how he's not making anyone else better. he stayed passing the ball. He stayed
Yeah.
making plays. He does hit some crazy shots too, but he does everything pretty good. My concern for him is his weight. Like he
Yeah.
always looks a little heavy. He looks winded a lot, and he's pretty thick.
Yeah, he's always been a little chubby. I feel like, well, his rookie year, he was pretty slim. When he
Mhm.
was playing overseas, he was pretty slim. But yeah, he's gotten kind of chubby and thick, not really always in the best of shape. But it still balls out though. Like still balls
Yeah.
out. And still could give you 40 and 15 on any given night and give you at least eight,
So
nine
you got to
boards.
maximize him while you can, because we know how, like, not taking care of your body does. You could fall from grace. You could be like the top player and then fall from grace if you don't take care of yourself.
Yeah, he reminds me a lot of James Harden. Like, remember James Harden was the same in Houston. He was always like kind of thick, never was like in the
Yeah.
best of shape. And then he kind of overnight too, just kind of he's still a great player. He leads the league in assists, James Harden, but like he's not what he was in Houston. You know, his
No.
fall kind of it was just like it was a sharp decline. Where now he's definitely like a second, third option, like just overnight.
Yeah.
Um, you know what I mean? So yeah, Luka's very skilled, so his game's not based off athleticism. So like it wouldn't be like a steep or sharp decline, but it could definitely happen maybe like early 30s or so. Like if he doesn't get in shape. Yeah, it's a tough situation. Something we'll have to monitor. Maybe even who knows? Maybe even this summer he might request a trade if he's not happy. Depending on what they do in the draft and what moves they make in the offseason, he could just be like, I'm out. You know,
Exactly.
So we got to see what's going on. But speaking of the Western Conference, it's actually still a battle for the play-in tournament right now. The first four seeds are locked. The Nuggets are first, and the Grizzlies are second, Kings are third, Suns are fourth. But for the fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth seed, it's all still in play. The Clippers right now are fifth, tied for fifth place with the Warriors. The Lakers are a game behind them, and the Pelicans are a game behind them as well. So, how do you see that kind of Western Conference playoff playing battle going? Like, who do you think's going to make it in the playoffs, and who's going to be in the playing out of those four teams: Clippers, Warriors, Lakers, and Pelicans?
I think the Pelicans are going to be in the play-in, and then that way, I think they'll probably now have to use Zion to kind of make it. If they do make it, Zion's going to play in the playoffs.
Zion, yeah,
Yeah.
you think so?
I mean, that's the goal. That's the rumor. The Pelicans are nice though. Like Bi, you never know what you're gonna get from him. And then Valanciunas is an 18 and 10 guy. CJ
Right.
McCollum can get you 18, 20, maybe 40. It just
Uh,
depends. Like they're a tough team.
yeah, they just said Zion won't return to the Pelicans in time for the play-in. He's unlikely to be ready for the play-in. So, yeah, I don't think he's coming back this year. He's done.
Yeah,
Sticking forth
that's
here.
concerning to me. I don't know what's going on. They're like, some people are saying if they do make it to the playoffs, he will make a return, but that's concerning to me. He's sitting on the bench smiling like I don't think anything's funny. Like, what's going on with you, man?
It's just not a good. I'm worried about him. I don't think he's gonna really last. He's never played a full season before.
No, it's concerning now. I'm concerned now, and I know people are like, oh, it's early. He's a kid. I'm concerned.
Yeah, I don't know if he'll ever play a full season in
Think
the
about the
NBA.
youngest person. I found out that Jalen Durant is the youngest kid in the NBA. This kid plays like every night.
Yeah, he kind of reminds me of like a Bo Jackson who was very talented, big dude, really fast, strong. But like I feel like certain guys like that, like your body just isn't meant to be like that and move like that at that size. And Bo didn't last long in the
No,
playing
that's
sports.
why he's
So
not a Hall of Famer in NFL.
yeah, exactly. Like obviously if he stayed healthy, he would have been, but multi-sport athlete. But unfortunately, he just couldn't stay healthy. For
No,
certain guys, it's just like that. Like even when you like remember Mario was it didn't last long either. Like in the NBA, it's
but
just certain guys.
we got to see Amari. which was pretty good for the couple years that he was like on the Knicks and even the Suns. We got to see him, but we're not really seeing Zion. Like Zion, when he plays, he's great. Like you're just like, whoa.
It's just he
You
rarely
know,
plays.
I remember he dropped like 43 on a team, and he was just like scoring, mid-range, floater, dribble. Like he could run the court, like full court, like run it.
Yeah, no, he's very, from a talent perspective, he's very talented. He reminds me
Yeah.
of like a young Charles Barkley or like Larry Johnson, but like,
Mhm.
he just can't stay healthy.
Yeah.
That's the major
That's
thing.
concerning to me. I'm concerned now. But I think they're gonna be in the playing tournament. Who do you think?
I think the Pelicans will definitely be in the play-in. I think the Lakers will be in the play-in as well, and the Clippers and Warriors will be the playoff teams. The Timberwolves and Thunder have already locked in their play-in spots, so they're a guarantee. It's the Pelicans, Lakers, Clippers, and Warriors that's still juggling for the playoffs. But I don't trust the Pelicans. Obviously, they don't have Zion. The Lakers they've been playing better. I'll say that they've been playing better. But I don't know. I just trust the Clippers and Warriors more. AD is a big wild card for me. Because you don't know what version of AD you're gonna get. Like you had sent me that meme offline where it's just like on any given night he could be Elijah Wan or he could be on DeAndre Jordan. So you don't know what you're gonna get.
True. It's so true, man.
So from that aspect, I got the Lakers in the play-in, and I got Clippers and Warriors in the playoffs. Tough battle going down to the wire. So we'll see how that goes. I think the games tonight, because I know the Lakers, I think they have one more game against the Clippers, if I'm not mistaken. Um, but yeah, Lakers are playing against Utah today. Yeah, they're playing against Utah today, and then they're going to be playing against. Where is this not showing? Oh yeah, they're playing against Utah, the Jazz. That's their last game of the year. So yeah, I guess we'll see how that shakes up. I can't wait for the playing tournament to start. Like I just want to get to it.
I love the playing tournament. I remember a lot of people hated it. I like it.
Yeah, I like the playing tournament. I guess the only drawback from it is if you're a fan of the draft and you're a fan of the team that's kind of like within 10th place or so, like back in the days it would have just been like they would have been just tanking because like there's no point in playing and winning games at that point. You try to just get a draft pick. But I guess because like of the play-in tournament, even if you're 10th place, you still have a chance to make it to the playoffs. So it does help bring in more competitive games towards the end of the season. But it also kind of gives teams maybe a false sense of hope of where they truly are. If that makes sense, that's the only thing. But the play-in tournament actually would start on Tuesday. We got the
Yeah, that's
Hawks.
gonna be exciting. That's gonna be exciting, man.
Yeah, we got the Hawks and the Heat. And
I say Heat are gonna go.
the Heat are gonna go. Yeah, they'll beat the Hawks. And then you got the Bulls and Raptors on Wednesday. Those are like the play-in tournament games that we know so far. Obviously, the playoffs are still shaping up. So with the last game of the season, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, you got Clippers. I mean, you got Hawks, Heat, and then Bulls, Raptors. Definitely got the Heat winning that. Bulls, Raptors. I don't. That's a toss-up. I don't know because they're both kind of trash to me. Like, maybe I got the Bulls winning that. I don't know. Like, who do you think's gonna win?
Whoever is gonna play what, Embiid?
Yeah, it's
That
not
sucks.
no, they wouldn't play Embiid because
They'll play the Bucks.
yeah, they play. Oh wait, actually, would they? No, because the Sixers would end up playing the Nets. Yeah, so they would play the Bucks. Yeah, the Bucks and then the Celtics. That's who they're going up against. So that's like a first round, like, just thrashing that they're about to experience. That is definitely out east. It's, speaking of Eastern Conference, it's pretty much settled. The first six seeds are locked in. You got the Bucks, Celtics, Sixers at the third place, Cavaliers, Knicks, and Nets. And then the last four, you got the playing teams is you got the Heat, Hawks, Raptors, and Bulls. So that's pretty much set in stone. We just spoke about the playing. It's interesting to see the first round matchups that we know at least, will happen is definitely, like we said, the Sixers and the Nets. I think it's safe to say we think the Nets, the Sixers would win that series, fair to say.
Yeah. I hope.
Yeah, I hope. Otherwise Doc is gone.
Doc's gone, and I think Embiid will leave.
Yeah, he would definitely leave. Harden would definitely leave, and they would just have to rebuild. Because Harden's about to be a free agent. So, and there's been rumors that he wants to go back to Houston already anyway. So, yeah, I think that's safe to say. Embiid should definitely win that. We're gonna talk about Embiid when we get to the awards. The Cavs and Knicks. Who do you got winning that series?
I think the Cavs are gonna win, just because I think they're good top to bottom, and I still feel like Mitchell Robinson won't be able to handle Mobley, and I think we could probably contain Donovan Mitchell for maybe a couple games, but I think the inside's going to be a huge thing. And Jared Allen, I think they're going to give us problems in that sense. But it's going to be competitive, and it's probably going to be one of the best matches in the playoffs. I think it's going to be very entertaining.
Yeah, as obviously as a Knicks fan, I want the Knicks to win. But I think it's going to be tough, especially with the Randall injury. I imagine he's going to come back in the playoffs. I don't know if he'll miss a game or two. But a lot of fans and Knicks fans think that the team's better with Randall. I don't believe that. I think that's just wishful thinking. I don't think they're better without Randall. I do see the ball moves more when Randall's not there, but Obi's not ready to be a starting four in the NBA, I don't think. I think he's very talented. He's energetic, can, leak out, get easy baskets, but I just don't think he's obviously it's not from a talent perspective, he's not as talented as Julius Randle. So I think it'll be a tough series. It'll probably go 6, maybe even 7 games, but I think I got the Cavs winning that, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Hopefully they can at least stay afloat until Randall comes back, but I think I got the Cavs winning that.
I got them winning that.
We did just beat them without Julius Randle the other day, but playoffs is different.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got that. And, we'll wrap it up talking about the awards, make our predictions for the awards this year. So we start off with MVP. Obviously the big three for the MVP people have been considering is Giannis, Joel Embiid, and Jokic. Who you got for the award?
I got Joel Embiid, 100%. That 50-point game kind of also solidified that. I know they beat the Celtics by 3 points, but still, that's a big win. A win's a win.
Yeah, absolutely. He's balled out this year. Obviously, he had 46 against the Warriors recently, like the end of March. Joel Embiid he's just been a beast. I think it's finally his year. Like he's been runner up past few years. Put the Sixers on his back, third seed out east. Been balling, averaging 33 points, 10 boards, and 4 assists on 54% shooting. Just a monster. I think he's the best center in the NBA right now. I think he's I think he's had a better season than Jokic, although Jokic is damn near averaging a triple double. Just statistically, he's had a better year. And he's just been just dominant this year. So I would give it the award to Joel Embiid. I think he finally gets his first MVP award.
For sure. I think what's next for the Sixers is maybe if I don't think they're going to win it all, but if they don't, I think they should try their best to see if they can get Damian Lillard in Philly.
Yeah, they definitely should. I don't know if Lillard's going to be on the market. I don't. If they trade Lillard, it's going to be because Portland wants to. I don't see Lillard asking for a trade. But yeah, I would definitely love that trade because I think Harden. I don't know if Harden's going to come back or not. Harden, I think is more of like second, third option right now. But if
Mhm.
they lose Harden, they get Lillard. That's an upgrade as far as I'm concerned. At
Yeah.
where they're at right now in their career, that's an upgrade. So I take that in a heartbeat. Um, yeah. So then next award, we got Sixth Man of the Year. We got Emmanuel Quickly, Brogdon, Bobby Portis, Malik Monk, and Austin Reeves. Who do you have for that?
Ooh, it's between Quickly and Malik Monk for me.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
going Quickly for me. I think Quickly's had a really great year, and he's cemented himself as the third best player on the Knicks. I think he's better than RJ Barrett.
yeah,
Um, you
I'm
know,
gonna go Malik Monk because of what the Kings have been able to do this
it's
year.
not,
They're a very successful story this year.
it's not a bad pick. They've had a really great year this year as well. No one expected them to be in the playoffs this year for sure. So I can't be mad at that. But for Quickly, just for me, I mean, he's averaging 14, 4 boards, 3 assists. He's had some big games this year when he had an opportunity to start, and I think he's a starter level. He could be a starter level point guard. Like I kind of like how Tyrese Maxey's a starter, two guard on the Sixers. I think quickly he's a starter talent in the NBA. He had 39 against the Pacers. He had a big game against the Celtics earlier this year. He's just been beaten, like I said, third best player on the Knicks, and it's interesting because he's eligible for an extension. So it's interesting to see if the Knicks are going to be bringing him back or what they plan to do because you can't sign like he might command over 100 million just based off of how he's been playing, and you can't have Quickly, Brunson, RJ, and Randall all making over 100 million, and your team's not really a championship contender. So it's interesting to see. They're gonna have to make some tough decisions. I wonder if they're gonna think about trading RJ in the offseason. I guess we'll see. And keeping Quickly, I would do that if it was me. But yeah, I got Quickly as a Sixth Man of the Year. Next up, we got Defensive Player of the Year. So people in this category: Jaren Jackson Jr. You got Brooke Lopez. You got Evan Mobley. You got Nick Claxton, and you got Bam Adebayo. So who do you have for your
That's
defense?
Jalen Duran.
You mean Jaren Jackson?
Jaren Jackson. I said Jalen Duran. Jaren Jackson.
I was gonna
Sorry.
like that's a dark horse right there. Yeah, Jaren Jackson's he's been balling this year. Yeah, 18, 6 boards, and assists. Um, you know, I think he's kind of cemented himself as a second option on this team. Also averaging over 3 blocks a game this year. I forgot to mention his defensive stats and a steal. I got him down as the defensive player of the year for me. I mean, currently the Grizzlies are second place right now, and they had their ups and downs this year with Ja Morant's situation, but he's been helping them get a flow. And even though I know this isn't defense, but yeah, we were talking about off air. You were saying they're running offensive sets through him as well. So I think he's just having a big year, holding down the fort defensively, making a huge impact for the team. 3 blocks a game that like you don't really see stats like that from bigs and like since like the 90s where you would have like Mutombo and those guys getting like 3, 4 blocks a game. Elijah.
Yeah.
So he's my pick for defensive player of the year. Rookie of the year, I mean, I think it's obvious Banchero. like
And share
that's
question
yeah,
about it. There's not been anything close. I think Mathurin was making his way, and then Williams from the OKC Thunder. But yeah, it's Banchero.
yeah,
Bankero.
yeah. It was a little bit of competition earlier with the way Matherin was playing, but he kind of came back down to earth. And Banchero's been consistent throughout the year, averaging 20 points. Now basically 7 rebounds, 3 assists on 42% shooting. I think that the NBA just has, I mean, he has a bright future in the NBA. I think personally, I think he's going to be one of the top players, potential superstar in the NBA. The Magic's going to be a couple of years. They're going to be scary. They're going to be scary.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Be they got to be on the lookout for the Magic soon.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So I think he has a bright future ahead of him for sure. And then the final award is Most Improved Player of the Year. So candidates are Lauri Markkinen, you got Jalen Brunson, you got Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, you got Tyrese Halliburton, Mikal Bridges on the Brooklyn Nets, and Markel Fultz. So who do you have as the most improved player in the NBA?
I got Tyrese Halliburton.
Tyrese.
Tyrese, yeah, he became an all-star this year. He's just doing his thing. And then I got Jalen probably second.
That's not a bad pick with Tyrese. He was averaging last season. He was averaging 15 points, 4 boards, 8 assists. And this year he's averaging 20, almost 21 points, 10 assists. That's a pretty big jump. I like Tyrese. He's definitely a talented player. He went into the All Star game this year. I don't have him just because of obviously the team success. Even though it is an individual award, it hasn't really impacted the team success. Obviously, Pacers aren't going to the playoffs. For me, I have Jalen Brunson. I guess you could say a little bit of Nick bias, but I have Jalen Brunson. He went from 16 points a game last year to 24, averaging 3.5 boards and 6 assists. Obviously, the Knicks are fifth
That's
place right
valid.
now. Yeah, Knicks are sixth place right now. And I mean, at fifth place right now in the Eastern Conference after missing the playoffs last year. He's just had a huge impact on, the team improving and also just a huge impact on Julius Randle and has him playing like an all-star game again. So I'll give him the award, but also none of us picked him, but just wanted to shout out Lauri Markkinen, who went from basically almost 15 points a game to 25 points a game and 8 boards. He had a good year, really
Man, he was
improved.
supposed to be bigger than what he is, but he's making a name for himself in Utah.
Yeah, he went to the All Star game this year as well. Jalen Brunson should have been an All Star, but Lauri Markkinen was an All Star as well. Balled
Mhm.
out. He had the Jazz playing well early in the season, but they're not going to go to the playoffs, so that's like why I didn't have him. But I just wanted to give him his flowers as well.
I think
Um,
they didn't put Jalen because Randall was there.
Yeah, they probably just didn't want to give the next two All Stars, which whatever. But I think Jalen Brunson definitely should have been there.
For sure.
Um, yeah, definitely. Outside of that, I think that's pretty much covers it all. Unless if I missed anything, I think that's all.
That's all I got. It's a short episode this week, but we're gonna get to the nitty gritty of the playoffs soon.
Yeah, playing like we said, playing starts on Tuesday, so excited for that. But as always, check us out on social media at Pick and Pop Show on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. We're on all streaming platforms from YouTube to Apple, Google, all the streaming platforms. If you want to donate to the show, $ Pick and Pop Show on Cash App. And until next time, guys, peace.
Peace.